Well, first of all, thank you all for showing up to honor such a great actor and such a great representative for our business. And also, Mr. Khan here, who's always been one of my favorite actors. Years ago, you won't remember this, but I actually did a scene with him in a movie a long time ago called For the Boys. And I played a U.S. Army soldier in the Korean War, and my scene got cut out, but it was a scene with Jimmy and George Segal and Bette Midler and Norman Fell, and all of my lines were in Korean because I was supposed to be getting all these Korean peasants to leave them alone, so I had to speak to them in Korean. And that may be why it was cut out. I don't think my Korean was so good, but one way or the other, once again, thanks for being here for Bobby. This guy was my hero, friend, mentor, everything. I had the pleasure of directing Bobby, writing for him, and acting with him a few times. And it's always been one of the honors of my life. The first time I ever did a scene with Bobby was in a movie about close to 20 years ago. And it was a movie with Bobby and Aidan Quinn and myself and some people. And I was sort of the junior partner. And in my first scene I ever did with him, Bobby was supposed to be kneeling over his cat who was dying and talking to his cat. So he had a long monologue with a cat. And Aidan Quinn and I, at some point during the scene, are supposed to come in and get him and lead him out of the barn. Well, James Keach, who was the director, after a while, Bobby's sitting there petting this cat, and he keeps talking. James Keach cuts, and he says, "Hey guys, where are you? You're supposed to come in and get Bobby." Well, we'd gotten so mesmerized by listening to Bobby's monologue, we forgot we were really in a scene with him, and never went in to get him out of the thing. And he went on, so he did like a 10-minute monologue. And we went outside, Aidan and I, and we looked at each other. I said, "Did the same thing happen to you that happened to me?" He said, "Were you thinking I'm in a scene with Robert Duvall?" And I said, "Yeah, I was the whole time." So that's the kind of power this guy has and has had for me. And I've appreciated everything he's ever done for me. And just when somebody wants to stick a knife in you every now and then in the press, Bobby comes right behind them and says something good about you. So I've always loved him. So thank you again for being here for him.
I'd say thank you. I don't know how to say it in Korean, but this other guy is just a huge fan of mine. I have had the pleasure of knowing him for quite some time, and I was more than honored when they chose him to play my son, because we look very, very much alike. A wonderful actor and becoming a good friend. Our kids go to school together, and Andy Garcia, what can I tell you?
Thank you so much for screwing Lucy Mancini for me. Thank you for getting that joke. Lucy Mancini was my mother and the godfather, and he had an affair with her. If it wasn't for him having an affair with her, I wouldn't be here tonight. Thank you for getting that joke. I first met Robert Duvall, Bobby, as we later he forced us to call him. We were doing a movie that will remain nameless in Puerto Rico. Maybe I shouldn't have been so specific. And we didn't have any scenes together, but I knew he was going to be in the movie, so that's why I wanted to do it. And we went down there, and I was so looking forward to talking to him because, you know, he was obviously a great hero of mine, and I figured, well, maybe I'll get a chance to, you know, rub up against him, talk a little bit about acting, and that would make the whole movie, the whole trip for me memorable. We were on the set, and Bobby came to the set, and he searched me out, and he said, I said, okay. And And then he said, I said, it's an honor to meet you, Bobby. He goes, yeah, he said, you're a big fan, I grew up, you're the inspiration to me and all this. And he said, yeah, but let me ask you a question. When you do the mambo, do you break on one or you break on two? And I said, on two. Yeah, you got to break on two because I don't break on one. And we talked about the mambo for about 3 hours. I couldn't get a word in about acting. To this day, all we talk about is the mambo. But the thing about Robert Duvall for me that is such, which is why we're here, and I mean this honor is a great honor for him, but it's certainly long overdue. Acting starts as a craft, but there are a few people that you can really call artists. And when there's inspiration and when there's this genial sort of talent, the craft of acting gets elevated to a sublime art form. And Robert Duvall, in a way, has never even been a craftsman because he was always a sublime artist. And the kind of work that he's inspired me and all of us who are here together and all the people out there has been a barometer for every actor really to aspire to. When you watch his work, you don't see the camera, you don't see the craft. All you see is life. All you see is life. And to me, it's a great honor to be here tonight and honor this extraordinary artist. Thank you very much.
I've done 5 or 6 movies with Bob. We started in 1969. And I'm a little pissed off because I'm an actor and I'm selfish. I wish it was 25 because every time I work with him, I've never had more fun or never felt more creatively satisfied. And basically, I've never met anybody with any more passion, energy. And what's really scary is that it's getting bigger. I mean, it just keeps growing. I mean, more passionate, more energy. And as far as this craft's concerned, I've worked with a lot of wonderful, great people, even though I forgot that one. But I've never seen anybody who is more giving and unselfish than Bobby. And he basically really taught me how to give, and he taught me how to be proud just by doing it, not by talking. He taught me a lot of things. I mean, he taught me great things like bird calls and country gospel songs, which when I used to go up on the weekends when we were doing The Godfather, I'd have to sing the harmony to On the Wings of the Snow White Dove. And I did the Perula Warbler really well. He taught me that because it almost goes out of earshot. Marty, it's a mighty bird. Anyway, that would get to the point where Francis would get very upset with me because every Monday morning I come in with a southern accent and it took me an hour to get rid of it. So, all in all, I've just, I can't say enough about him and the gift that he's given me. You know, I used this once before, but it was in San Francisco. Nobody there, I'll say it again. Years ago when I was rodeoing, another non-Jewish activity that I participated in, Bobby loved horses, and by the way, we went on with the passion. I mean, it went from that. Now we're into, we went to the tango, and then now I think meat is the big subject now, and we're moving into pasta. But you're talking passion. Bobby, I was rodeoing, and Bobby he was around some old hand who'd been around rodeos for 90 years. And he asked him about this roper. His name was Dean Oliver. He was like the classic calf roper of his time. Bobby said, "Just how good is this guy?" He said, "Well," he said, "I'll tell you what, he's damn as good as there is, as good as there ever was, and as good as there ever damn will be." So I'm going to embarrass him now just by simply telling you that I love him very much, and I wanted to thank God for Luciana. I want to bring up my dearest and my oldest friend in the business. He's one of the one or two greatest gifts I've got in my life, and it just doesn't get any better than that. So my best friend, Dean Oliver, get your ass up here, boy. Come on, Dean, where are you?
Look at that guy. Anyway, great to be here. Thank you so much. These guys are great speakers. Great to be with Billy Bob Thornton. I call him the hillbilly Orson Welles. Wonderful director, Andy. Great musician and actor. I mean, these are, I think, coming up you have to have the heroes. And once you get to a certain point, you don't have to look up to the heroes anymore, you look out. And I think if you don't give credit to people, you don't grow. And I certainly give credit to these guys. I'm a little older than they are, but they're wonderful young actors and middle-aged actors and so forth. I want to thank everybody responsible tonight. Michael Barker, Tom Bernard, Dean Zanuck, Mighty Dean. He was a producer. It took him 7 years to find the money for Get Low. Let's have a big hand for Dean. Mighty Dean. And this wonderful thing was put together by Lisa Costello. We thank her for that. And actually, in a strange way, I think I'm putting my foot in it on my birthday, actually. Because today is my birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
And it's my wife's birthday, too.
Whoa.
We're a few decades apart, but the same day. When I first met my father-in-law, he said, I don't know whether to call you father or son, he said. Which was okay. And when I first brought Luciana up, I said to my old friend Wilford Brimley, he's another old